I hope the Pacific is as blue as it has been in my dreams. I hope.
Hey Morgan, welcome to Mexico. Welcome back to Brainrotting. I left Antigua in the direction of Lake Atitlan, armed with a brand new camcorder to keep Brainrotting broadcasting to you from the road. And I use the word road in the broadest sense of its meaning, as I was soon to discover that my motorcycle adventure was far from over. Trying to find a road away from Lake Atitlan, and I've been sent down this track, but it's really hard work. First gear all the way. The ground is really loose. With all the weight on the bike, it's very hard work, and the danger is, of course, the front wheel is going to slide out as I try to go around that corner. Well, I did make it to Huehuetenango. Taking that wrong turning at the lake meant that it took me about 3 hours to travel 20 miles. So, you know, I've made it to Quetzaltenango instead. An opportunity. Enjoy a nice cold beer. So just taking a look at the map, see where I've got to get to tomorrow. It's unfortunately going to be a longer day's ride than I'd originally planned. But hopefully tomorrow I cross my penultimate border when I leave Guatemala and enter Mexico. Once in Mexico, I happened to bump into my good friends from Merida once again, which gave me the perfect opportunity to lust after their beautifully maintained BMW 1200s. But having spent the last few weeks up in the mountains of Guatemala and Mexico, what I really wanted to do was warm myself back up on one of Mexico's beautiful Pacific beaches. Playa Zipolote attracts, how shall I put it, a more alternative type of clientele. Well, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and I've just woken up to a tsunami warning. Apparently there's just been a massive earthquake in Japan. The good news is though that I'm not that close to the sea, so I've got nothing to worry about. Well, for someone who doesn't like mornings, I found myself remarkably motivated to push inland to the city of Oaxaca. For me, there are two things that stand out in Mexican culture: their music and their food. Oh, my stomach's rumbling. I think I might need to stop for a sample. Sampled liquidized frog in Peru, I should have learnt a long time ago to stay well clear of delicacies. Turns out that these little buggers are grasshoppers. It's a famous delicacy here in Oaxaca. I'm not sure what the insects are, but the women here on the market store are pretty keen that I try them. Oh my god, they give me more look. And they seem to be encouraging me to throw them all in my mouth. These ones are with chili. It's called chili, no? Right, they're saying all in one mouthful. Here it goes. Oh my god. Saying riquísimo. Oh my god. With deals. Well, if like me you're desperate to get rid of the taste of insects from your mouth, well, Oaxaca has the perfect cure. The city's full of nebarias, a place where you can buy the traditional sorbet. Oh, passion fruit, in case you're wondering. So what else is this region of Mexico famous for? Yes, the 3 M's. Mezcal, mole and mocalet.
Tell you where I'd go. Zacatecas.
So, what?
Zacatecas. It's in Mexico. A little place on the Pacific Ocean. You know what the Mexicans say about the Pacific?
No.
They say it has no memory. That's where I want to live the rest of my life.
And Tim Robbins wasn't the only one. Arturo Moreno, Mexico City's former police chief, managed to build this rather modest home on his $400 a month salary. He died 6 years into the prison sentence he was serving, and now his crumbling marble mansion lies languishing up on the hillside, an unintended monument to corruption. As I move on towards Colima, I get my final look at the Pacific Ocean. The next time I set my eyes on the Pacific will be when I return to California at the end of my adventure. Well, I've got to keep on moving north. I've got a wedding to attend.
Hello, Brainrotters! Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay.
And I stole a few moments with the bride too, an opportunity to show off my best gringo dancing. Then Francisco, who had invited me to the wedding, extended his invitation of hospitality to his home city of Guadalajara.
This is the typical bread in Guadalajara.
Okay.
Which is, because of the altitude,
Yeah.
it could only be like that here. It's kind of thick.
Yeah, that's how we like it.
Yeah.
What we got here?
We got
Tacos.
some, taco meats. I don't know.
But if you visit Mexico, and especially Guadalajara, there's only one word in Spanish you need to learn.
Chicharito!
¡Chicharito!
Arriba, Chicharito! Woo!
Chicharito, my baby. Yo te amo, Chicharito. Vivo en Guadalajara, Jalisco.
And if you don't know what Chicharito is, find yourself a Mexican or Manchester United fan. They'll explain it for you. Further south on the Pacific coast, I met these boys singing traditional ranchera music. I thought it'd be a nice soundtrack as we take a bird's eye view of Zacatecas. Now, I don't want to underestimate the problems that Mexico faces, but at no point during my trip have I ever felt unsafe in the country. As I head north, the army presence becomes a lot more visible. But statistically, as a tourist, I'm more likely to be struck by lightning than I am to be shot. So if you are concerned about your safety, you should concentrate on the real risks that face somebody travelling through Mexico, like horses, chickens, goats, donkeys, or cows, or Mexico's biggest plague, topes. Those infectious speed bumps that seemingly crop up in every town you pass through without so much as a warning of the impending broken pelvis you're about to suffer. Well, before I get to the US, I thought I'd revisit one of my favourite Mexican towns, Real de 14, with that infamous tunnel that greets your arrival.
Para San Francisco el tramo se hizo cortito. Julián se salió adelante, en su carro iba el solito y Rogelio lo siguió en su carro favorito.
But sadly, it's time for me to leave Mexico.
Well,
I hope you can see me okay. I'm at the border with Mexico and the US. Just got to head into immigration and aduana here, cancel the documents for the bike, get an extra stamp of my passport, then that's it. I'm going to cross the international bridge here to the US, which is my last country. Wish me luck, I hope to see you on the other side. So I've crossed safely back into Texas. I'm now in San Antonio, and behind me here is Barney Smith's Toilet Seat Art Museum. And that reminds me, I've begun to miss the old Brainrotting featured toilet of the month. So as I travel through the south, up to Chicago and back to California, I'm going to keep my eyes open to see what kind of weird and wonderful bathrooms I can feature for you. And if you like what I've been doing, please spare thought for Brainrotting's chosen charity, Education for the Children. Let's see if we can keep all those children back in Guatemala smiling.